I'm going to share my screen and do our little intro for everyone while we have folks coming in.
Awesome.
Boom, and there we got it.
Yay. Good job, Mark.
Happy Thursday, JPAR Nation. Thank you. It's harder without Shannon because it does kind of take two of us to get all these things negotiated.
That's funny.
So good morning, Kim. Good morning. How are you?
Now, I'm good, but I've only had half a cup of coffee, so.
Well, I know, and as you described it to me, it sounded so good. I'm going to get in the car and come over.
Yeah, I broke out the pumpkin spice today.
There we go. Well, it's going to be pumpkin time before long.
I know, right?
Now, as a successful agent in the top 1%, I mean, that's pretty phenomenal feat. How did you make that happen?
Lots of hard work and lots of prayer and lots of putting, as I've told you before, I'm going to have to mute these notifications. As I've told you before, it's like everything I do in my business, I put the Lord first in everything, and He brings my business to me. I give Him the glory for that, and it's repeat. It's like yesterday, I got up and I was like, okay, Lord, I need some stuff in my pipeline. And literally, I got a Facebook message from a longtime friend who needs to do a buy sell. And I'm like, thank you. And he just continually does that for my business, and I love it. But like we were talking about a while ago, Mark, the three things that, and I'm probably kind of jumping ahead of you here, but
no, keep going. Keep going.
To be a successful agent, and I'm kind of talking to everybody here, kind of taking my team lead hat off and just talking to agent, you have to be consistent. And I think that's probably the hardest thing for agents, just because we feel like we have so much we have to do. And a lot of times we don't hone in on one thing because you're just thinking, oh my gosh, I have all this stuff to do. So consistency is so crucial in our business, right? And then your mindset, just your daily mindset. We have to have, you have to get up every morning, because we don't just jump out of bed and say, oh, I'm going to go prospect this morning. I'm going to go make 50 phone calls. No, I don't wake up doing that. So you have to put that hat on of, that's why all these little checklists are so important, because it reminds us that I need to do this, I need to do that. I've got to have the right mindset to go sit at this computer, and I'm in control of my business, right? And then the third thing is what I said was multitasking, and Mark was like, it's set shifting. You do one thing, you get it done, and then you move to the next thing. You complete that task. And so it is multitasking, but it's completing each thing. Hey, Mark, you disappeared. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, because I was wanting them to focus on you, not me. So
I'm like, where did you go? You left me.
No, I was listening. I just turned my camera.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so
talk about set shifting versus multitasking for a minute.
I did, but you probably can explain it a little bit better.
Yeah, because I think it's an important distinction. Multitasking is used a lot in what you're talking about, but you're really talking about set shifting now. Multitasking is trying to do three things at once, and you're not focusing on anything.
Yep.
As I've observed you and what you described to me, you set shift, which means you're going to do three things pretty quickly. But first, you're going to focus on this thing. You're going to get it done. Then you shift, you set and shift your focus, and now you're going to do this. Then you shift your focus. Have you ever talked to someone you knew was totally distracted?
Oh, yeah.
That's multitasking. But when
Yeah.
you talk to someone who's totally present, and then when they get off, they shift their focus to the next task,
Hmm.
that's what we call set shifting.
Yeah.
So,
It's
so there's
good.
a difference because you want to be present. Let's say right now, if you were multitasking, this would be a disaster, right?
Yes.
And that's how it shows up and appears in all your other work.
Hmm.
So I know it's a word distinction, and what you're saying is describing, in a sense, multitasking, but true multitasking is really bad for the brain. It's bad for
Hmm.
productivity. I just posted a link um, for folks to read. So that's the difference in the words we use. Set
Yeah.
shifting, shift your focus. You can do it rapidly, you know, but
Yeah.
be present at the task and devoted to that task. Get it done, and
Hmm.
then shift to the next.
Yeah, and it makes total sense. I mean, the thing about it is when you're a mom and you're a working mom,
Mm-hmm.
um, multitasking, we have our hands in many things. You know, we can be helping the kids with homework and putting laundry in and cooking dinner. We're great. God created us to be amazing multitaskers. And yes, Guy just said it sounds like the one thing book. I think that's what he's commenting because it does. That one thing book has you hone in on that one thing, you know, that keeps your mindset and your consistency, because you have to have that goal in front of you. You know, if my goal in, I'm kind of going off on a bunny trail here, but you know, if my goal at spring breaks to go to Hawaii, well, what, that's my one thing, but what am I going to do to get there? You know, I wanted, this is kind of jumping off on another bunny trail, but you know, the Tom Ferry Summit Conference was this week, and some of the notes that I took, one of the things the four things he had us when he was like summing everything up, he was really talking about information overload and how we just have all this stuff, and he's like, let's break this down because this was a lot of information over the 3 days. But he was like, know what works for you. You know, what should I be doing more of? He's like, going into 2021, he's like, have that mind shift of knowing what did you succeed in at 2020 and what did you not succeed in. So what do I need to be doing more of? Get back to the basics. The second thing was, what do I need to be doing less of? Like, okay, if for some crazy reason, okay, this is a bad example, but like if pop buys weren't bringing me any business, well, then drop the pop buys. I mean, I'm not saying drop pop buys because I'm making my fall pop buys right now, but that's just kind of an example. The third thing was, you know, what do you want to start doing? You know, like if there's some things that you feel like you need to be doing in your business and you didn't implement them in 2020 because we were so scattered. I mean, it was a crazy year in real estate, let's be honest. What did you want to do that you want to start doing? You know, will it save me time? Will it make me more money? So those are the questions you've got to ask. And then the fourth thing was, what do you need to stop doing? What did I do this year that, oh, you know, did not make me a consistent productive agent, you know? And I thought those were just, I tell my girls all the time, well, and my one guy, not that, you know, Gordon
Just
is
call
always
me.
in the, yeah, I tell my team, it's like, we have to get back to the basics. We always try to reinvent the wheel and think of new cool things to do, but it's like when things stall out, you know, like we talked about in our strategy call the other day,
Mm-hmm.
you have to get back to the basics because we forget that the basics is what got us started, you know, and it's huge.
You know, you probably don't know this, but there's two things we do consistently every 90 days with the JPAR staff. First, we survey you all and we ask you 4 questions. What are we doing well? What could we do better? Would you refer us, which is the #1 health of your business? If people won't refer you, your business isn't healthy. And
Right.
anything else you want to tell us. So first, that's one consistent habit. The second consistent habit, you wonder where this came from. Every quarter, we do an exercise of what's working, what's not, what do we need to do more of, what do we need to do less of.
Mm-hmm.
Every quarter.
Good.
So you can do it too, right?
Yeah, you can do it with the team, you can do it with yourself. It's important, you
You can do it
know?
with your team, your staff, yourself. And if you did
Yeah.
that every quarter, what would happen to your business? If you did a review of, hey, what's working, what's not working, what do we need to do more of? What do we need to do less of? You did that every quarter, your business is going to do what?
Well, and that's another, yeah, boom. That's exactly right, Carrie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, we have to have a staff meeting with ourselves, right? I mean, essentially, we're self-employed. And it's like, there's this meme of Kim Kardashian, and it's hilarious. I keep it, I can't delete it. I don't like her as a person, but really, but this meme's hilarious because she's just like bawling and she's just like, and she's like, don't mind me. I'm not bipolar. I'm just in real estate. And a lot of times we feel that way because it's like, but like we have to stop, set shift, and we've got to like think, okay, get your crap together. What do you need to be doing here? And going into Q4, the month of September, that's what we have to be doing. It's like, I know I keep, pounding on this, but if it weren't for this thing, this breaking this down in quarters for me this year, the 1 week or the 12-week year for me was huge for me this year. And
breaking it down into smaller chunks.
oh my gosh, because the whole year 365 is just too much of a bite to chew. And breaking it down into those little bitty, just like you giving me this the other day. This was huge because, these daily ones, I love this, but it's daily hour is just too much for me. But if I just have a checklist where I'm like, I know I'm supposed to do this, this, and this every day, it's just so much easier. And everybody works differently, right? That's the beauty and the hard part of this business is trying to figure out how everybody, that's why bank and disc and all that's so important, because when you have a team of different people, you got to know what makes them tick. So
well, the key, what I heard you say, Kim, is breaking it down, whether you break the year down into quarters, or you break the year down into months, or you break the year down into weeks, or for some, they break it down into days. Whatever it is, whatever works for you, the breaking it down, or what we call chunking it down, super important. Yeah. And then as we wrap up, the one thing that you mentioned, have a staff meeting with yourself. It reminds me of the quote from Travis the other day. I'm not cussing, I'm just quoting.
Yes.
I don't know if you're on that one. That was funny.
Oh my gosh.
Whenever I get overwhelmed, and from time to time I do, not as much as I used to because I've started to master that. But whenever I do get overwhelmed or have those feelings of, oh shit, I'm not cussing, I'm quoting. That's when I have a staff meeting with myself and I say, okay, back up.
Yes.
What are the key, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to stop doing? What's the objective here? What's the key? What's important? And yes. I love that have the staff meeting with yourself.
Yes, it's crazy. Hey, Sam asked what this list was, and this is on Boss. It's the daily action checklist. And I'm sure Mark, he's good about posting the links.
I'm going to get the link and I'm going to put it in the recap as well. But if you go to Boss and just type in the daily action checklist, it'll come up.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally, you just write down what you're going to do for the day, and then you have 31 days. And we all know, we've heard, 21, you do something consistently for 21 days, and it's supposed to be a habit then. I don't know if that's really true, but it is proven that if you do things over and over every morning, it makes it easier to do it.
One of our agents posted, here, I'm going to say, here's the form. Here are the forms on the link. One of our agents posted the other day, the meme that says there's 31 days and so many months and 30 days in the other months.
Yeah.
And then in 2020, there's 5,640 days.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Who's ready for 2020 to be over?
But I mean, literally, Mark, on the flip side of that, like this year has blown by.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready for it to be over with, but I looked at my calendar yesterday because I was trying to schedule a listing appointment with somebody, and I was like, it's already almost halfway over with September, I feel like. I mean, like we're already planning our, pumpkin pie stuff with, end of year stuff. Like it's crazy.
Well, one thing that I've always as you hear me talk, and you know, in just about 2 weeks, I'm going to start bringing out the business plan for next year, and people look at me like I'm nuts. But October 1st, you can pretty predict that I'm going to bring out the 2021 business plan. Because think about this.
Yeah.
We work in 30 to 45 day cycles, right? So right now it's already the middle of October with the 30 day. It's already October 10th.
Yeah.
If you're working in 45 day cycles, it's really November 1st. So right now today it's really always November 1st. So I always work 45 days ahead minimum.
Yeah, and you know that's funny you said that. That is another mindset shift that I had this year. And I really think this 12-week year helps you do that because you're looking ahead at the next couple of months, right? And when you're transaction based and you're production based and volume based, you know, you have to be thinking. And then when you have a team on top of that, you've got to be thinking, okay, how much more do we need? You know, because like right now I'm looking at my year and I'm going, where am I short and where am I long? You know, because I've got essentially October, November, December to correct it.
Yeah.
To hit my goal.
Brenda has raised her hand, but I can't see if she's asking a question or needs something. So Brenda, maybe type in the chat bar because I can't find.
2020 needs to go away.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, Brenda was just giving us a high five.
Oh, high five.
Yeah.
Probably talking about 2020.
Well, as we wrap up, what I heard from you was consistency is king, mindset is everything, chunking it down, and then what some people refer to multitasking, but they really mean set shifting. So we'll recap this. We'll get it posted on the Boss, and glad to have you on the show this morning.
It was awesome. It was nice to get up early and get dressed.
There you go. That's the purpose of it. Get us up, going, get us out and going. So we do have a guest tomorrow, and we will be doing a bonus session on Saturday. If you haven't registered for the unconventional, we just finalized the entire 2-day schedule. Our marketing team's going to be getting that out. Besides Brian Buffini and Nick Vucek, we have panels on Battle of the Coaches. We're going to have 4 or 5 different agents that are coached by 4 or 5 different coaching organizations, and they're going to talk about, you know, what they're coached and what they're not, what the differences are, what the similarities are. That'll be fun.
That's going to be good.
Yeah, there's one on teams and building a high-performing team. There's the 2 days are just chock full of value-added content. You'll be able to log into one Zoom and come and go as you please, but the schedule will be out shortly, and we're really excited for next week. Plan to block the days next Wednesday and Thursday, the 16th and 17th. And as we wrap up, I'm reminded that tomorrow is 9/11.
Oh yeah, wow.
That is a day that we will always honor and never forget. So we'll do a tribute for that in the morning. And until then, may your choices reflect your hopes.
Thanks, Mark.
Take care.
Bye.